members naman ng EB3 visa holders are allowed to, of course, come with you because they're also eligible to apply for admission to the United States under you. So, pwede kayong sabay-sabay na dumating sa United States.
Welcome to New York!
In 2019, I went to New York with my friends and my son Yuri for me to film a promo vid for Mercan on the EB3 program. My friends Ringo and Ernest flew in from Calgary so that we can drive from Montreal to New York together, which, by the way, is only a 6-hour drive. We passed by beautiful sceneries and while in the car, well, they played What's in My Bag, using my bag and my items. There are no Dunkin' Donuts in Canada, so as soon as we hit the US borders, we looked for one and had their coffee and donuts. We then went shopping at Woodbury outlet malls where we bought luxury items at half price. We reached New York at night and our first stop, guess where? Jollibee.
Jollibee na.
Jollibee na? Oh my God! Wow! We're here in Jollibee!
Magulat tayo, Jollibee!
Hi, my name is Marjorie Quintos and I'm an immigration consultant. Do you want to come and live in the United States and enjoy the beautiful nightlife in Manhattan? The EB3 program is an employment-based immigration program wherein an applicant who has an employer in the United States can petition them to get a green card. The Mercan group of companies can assist you in finding a genuine job offer from an employer who will petition you to get a green card so that you can come to work and live permanently in the United States and live your American dream with your family members.
Hello everyone! Welcome to another interesting topic, the US EB3 program. If it's your first time in my channel, I'm Marjorie Quintos from Montreal, Quebec, Canadian immigration consultant sa Mercan Group of Companies, one of the leading and most successful immigration consulting firms in Canada. You can find some of my life hacks, travel guides, and other interesting topics on my website, marjoriequintos.com. You may also follow me on Facebook and Instagram para sa mga kaganapan sa personal kong buhay. For job order postings at Mercan para sa mga Filipinos, follow Mercan Canada Employment Philippines and Mercan Manpower and Immigration Overseas Kabayan Facebook pages. Please make sure you read and follow the instructions on every post. Note that only qualified applicants will be contacted by a Mercan representative, so please, mag-ingat sa mga nagpapanggap na taga-Mercan. Iwasan po natin ang mascam, okay? So, also, please join our Facebook group, Pinoy Inquiries at Mercan, for announcements on our job openings in Canada and the United States po. Disclaimer po, I'm not a US immigration lawyer. Canadian immigration consultant po ako. So, hindi ko masasagot ang mga legal questions ninyo for USA immigration. Pero, what I can assure you is these information I will provide are coming from my experience at Mercan and also from the training I received from our US immigration lawyers. So, ano nga ba ang EB3 program? USA gives a code for their immigration programs to identify them easily. E stands for employment. B stands for base. 3 is the category. EB3. That's what it means. EB3 means Employment-Based Immigration Program, third preference. There are 5 classes of the EB program. EB1 is reserved for persons of extraordinary ability in the sciences, arts, education, business or athletics, outstanding professors or researchers na multinational executives and managers. EB2 is the preference reserved for persons who are members of the professions holding advanced degrees or for persons with exceptional ability in the arts, sciences, or business. EB3 is reserved for professionals, skilled workers, and unskilled workers. EB4, this preference is reserved for special immigrants, which include certain religious workers, employments of the U.S. Foreign Service, retired employees of international organizations, non-citizen minors who are wards of courts in the United States, and other classes of non-citizens. EB5 is reserved for business investors who invest $1.8 million or $900,000 if the investment is made in a targeted employment area in a new commercial enterprise that employs at least 10 full-time US workers. So, back to our subject. EB3 has different categories. Tatlo naman yon, including skilled workers. These persons whose job requires a minimum of 2 years training or experience, not of a temporary or seasonal nature. The skilled worker must meet the educational, training, or experience requirements of the job opportunity. Relevant post-secondary education may be considered as training. Professionals category. These are for persons whose job requires at least a US baccalaureate or foreign equivalent degree and are members of the professions. And the other workers subcategory is for persons performing unskilled labor requiring less than 2 years training, education, or experience not of a temporary or seasonal nature. Guys, please feel free to rewatch this video kasi I can imagine it's a lot of information to absorb. At Mercan, we receive thousands of job openings from employers who need to fill jobs in the unskilled category. Sa ngayon, mas marami po ang job orders for unskilled. Sample jobs at Mercan include housekeeping jobs, caregiver jobs, janitorial jobs, factory jobs, and some restaurant jobs. So, mostly blue-collar jobs ang kailangan ng mga employers. Once na napatunayan ng isang US employer na walang American people na willing na gumawa or willing na mag-apply for that job, saka lang sila papayagan ng government of the United States na humanap ng workers from outside the USA. EB programs are always going to be an immigrant visa or also known as green card category. Yes, you heard it right. Permanent US residents ang pasok mo dito sa US if you are under the EB3 program. You can also bring your spouse and your children under 21 years old. So, what are the requirements for this EB3 immigration program? You're required to have a job offer from an eligible employer in the United States. You don't need to have related work experience. But applicants must be healthy. Siyempre, dapat kaya mo yung magiging trabaho mo sa United States. Also, walang educational requirements. Another important factor is no language test is required. As long as you can understand and speak English, you're good. So, hindi mo na kailangan na mag-take ng IELTS unlike dito sa Canada. Next is commitment to work with the employer to prove na yun talagang pakay mo when you applied. Madami sigurong nagtatanong sa inyo, pandemic, lumalaki ang unemployment rate, so paano ko makakasigurado na magkakatrabaho ako? Again, employer ang naghahanap ng mga workers, meaning may shortage ng workers for that job, kaya naghahanap sila ng mga immigrants para ma-accept nila as their employees, kaya sila nagpipetition ng mga foreign nationals. Ang application and process timeline naman. So sa mga interested applicants, syempre you need to submit your resume and copy of your passport. All applicants are screened for eligibility to apply for US green card. Mercan endorses you as you being the immigration client to a sponsor. This is the employer who will help you gain your permanent residence visa through the EB3. Usually, magkakaroon ng online interview via Skype, pwede rin by email or by phone interview. Minsan, they even meet you in person. Depende sa magiging employer mo and their preference. If an applicant receives or accepts a job offer from the employer will begin advertising locally for 90 days within the USA as part of the labor certification process. Kapag natapos na yung 90 days advertising and the employer proves na walang locals na nag-apply, then they will be able to apply for PERM or Form 9089 as the labor certification with the Department of Labor. Once the PERM certification is issued, dapat may pirma ka at yung employer mo. Ito yung PERM approval or certification. Then, after signing, the Form I-140 or immigration petition ay kailangan namang i-file sa USCIS. If you're presently in the United States, instead of I-140, you will file for I-485, which is the adjustment of status. Kapag okay na din ang I-140, didiretso na yung file mo sa US Visa at the National Visa Center. At dito, sa part na ito, you will be required to pay your US Visa fees and USCIS immigrant fees. The processing times vary depende sa visa availability in your nationality. Ang USA kasi, may limit ang visas na ini-issue nila per nationality. Kaya, the more applicants coming from one nationality, the longer it will take for the visa for that nationality to become available. At the time of recording of this video, the visa availability for Filipino nationals under the EB3 program is current. As part of the application process, your employer must also be able to demonstrate a continuing ability to pay the offered wage as of the priority date. Your employer may use an annual report, federal income tax return, or audited financial statement to demonstrate a continuing ability to pay your wage. Kaya it's important to have an employer na legit at may kakayanan mag-hire and retain immigrants. Dahil kung mag-fail ang employer mo to prove that they can, then your application will be refused. Kapag nabayaran mo na yung mga government fees mo, you will receive an appointment letter for consular interview at the US Embassy nearest you. Bukod sa interview, kailangan mo din ng medical examination as part of the consular interview requirements. Kailangan mo rin ng criminal record check. If you pass the interview and medical and criminal record check, magkakaroon ka na ng immigrant visa. Next, the end goal. You arrive in the USA with your family. Pwede ring sumunod na lang sila kapag medyo nakapag-settle ka na sa US. You will have to apply for Social Security number and then you begin working for the employer who petitioned you for the US immigration. Matatanggap mo ang green card mo within 30 days after mong dumating sa United States. After 5 years, pwede ka nang mag-apply for US citizenship with the required period of physical residency in the United States. Now, what if dumating ka, dating mo sa USA, hindi ka nagustuhan ng employer mo? Well, green card holder ka. Pwede kang maghanap ulit ng bagong trabaho. Once na green card holder ka, parang you will be treated as Americans kasi yung mga benefits na meron sila ay kaya nyo ding makuha, like pwede kayong magnegosyo, mag-aral at tumira kahit saan nyo gusto sa United States. Except lang sa hindi kayo makakaboto sa US election. Magkano bang magagastos for EB3 application? I'd say, mas mahal ang lawyer's fees ng US kesa sa Canada. Sa Mercan, we keep our legal fees at the lowest in the market para mas marami maka-afford. If you want to know more about these fees, contact us at Mercan or one of our agents or service representatives. Yung government fees ay babayaran mo naman talaga, and approximately, you will spend around $1,500 sa government fees if single ka. Add ka na around $500 per family member. Note that it is illegal for anyone to collect payments for finding you a job. Please, there are lots of scammers out there who collect your payments and promise to find you a job. Don't fall into these traps. Mag-ingat po. Family members naman ng EB3 visa holders are allowed to, of course, come with you because they're also eligible to apply for admission to the United States under you. So, pwede kayong sabay-sabay na dumating sa United States. And that's it. I hope na tulungan ko ulit kayo, especially sa mga nagbabalak mag-apply sa US EB3 program. If you see a work opportunity, you should grab it. Kasi you'll never know. Baka bukas wala na yan. So, take that risk and hope for the best. So, for your questions, wag mahiya mag-comment sa baba at sasagutin natin yan. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe para updated kayo sa ating mga topics. Coming up next is, of course, back to Canada. See you sa next vlog. Bye! Stay, okay? Because you're American, Akita. This is Marjorie Quintos talking. Today I'm with Mochi and we're filming about the EB3 program. This is the script and it is currently rolling. Hello everyone! Welcome to another interesting topic, the US EB3 program. If it's your first time in my channel, I'm Marjorie Quintos from Montreal, Quebec, Canadian immigration consultant sa Mercan